Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Conscious crew, happy hump day, happy hump day. Let me see what these likes are at, baby, because these likes should be liking at this point, because we're working. It's 64 likes on the video. It should be well over 100 likes on this video. It's almost 200 of y'all in the building, and only 64 likes. This ain't making no sense. This ain't making no sense. This ain't making no sense. Hold on, let me. All right, 72 likes. We're gonna need 100 likes before we even get started on this video. I already told y'all we're not gonna be lacking on the thumbs up. I bust my ass too hard, work my ass off for too long, entertain, shuck and jive, investigate, research, and the whole nine. And if folk can't even thumbs up the video for free, then you need to have your ass over here on period. Because over her, teamwork make the dream work. Up over her, we ain't got no weirdos. So it should never be no issue. Should never be no problem on the thumbs up. And see, I'm going to end up showing folk better than I can tell them, because I don't have no problem doing pre-recorded material. I really don't have to do a live stream. It's too much wear and tear on my damn computer. It's too much sharing and 50 million 11 tabs. It's too high maintenance. It's too much going on pre-recorded material. It actually does better in the algorithm, and it's less performance. So we ain't got to have no live streams. We don't have to be doing no live streams. It's fine with me for us to go back to pre-recorded material, because ain't no reason why the like and shit. Okay, so now we had 100. We had 100 likes. It shouldn't even take all that. We should be in the routine already of thumbing up the video. I'm one of your favorite content creators. You guys enjoy the space. You guys enjoy me. I enjoy y'all. It literally should be as natural as breathing air. If y'all can speak in the chat, then you definitely can thumbs up the video. If you're sitting at home and you a bush baby, even easier, because you already ain't even talking in the chat. So it's nothing to thumbs up the video, sugar. I'm only your favorite content creator. I'm only one of your favorites. That's it. That's all I am. It's just one of the greatest. That's all. Okay, so let's thumbs up the video as we come in, because when you guys supporting me, it's what makes me work hard. It makes me want to get up here. It makes me want to do what it is that I do for you guys. When I see that you guys appreciate it through your guys' Cash App and PayPal, y'all thumbs up, y'all subscriptions, this is what motivates me to be great and to be iconic at what I do. Okay, so the more you guys love me, the more I'm gonna love y'all. That's how it goes. Oh yeah. All right, I love you guys. Happy Wednesday. You guys know what we're here to get into, girl. It's getting thick again. Before we get into it, go ahead and thumbs up the video. As I said, thumbing up not only helps with YouTube's algorithm, but more importantly, it triggers up YouTube's notification system. So when you are thumbing up the video, you are literally knocking on the digital door of another conscious crew member and letting them know to get their black asses into the sanctuary, because the king is in fact kinging. Also, shout out to all the new subbies, baby. We are at 49.9K. We are less than 90 subscribers away from 50K. Can y'all believe it? 50K. My God, man, we have had to work out behinds off for every subscriber. Y'all know YouTube is one of the hardest platforms to build a platform on. You know, it's easier to build on Instagram. It's easier to build on TikTok. They have an easier algorithm. They're more promotional when it comes to their content creators. Not just YouTube, girl. It's the Hunger Games over here. So my hard work is everything, child. So we appreciate it, and I love you guys, because I couldn't have done this without you guys. So we're gonna already speak it, girl. Shout out to the 50K on period. Also, make sure that you guys have your notification bell set to all. And last but not least, please share the stream out to wherever it is you have digital community at. And with no further ado, let's go ahead and push on through.
I know a place where you can recharge your soul.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
And in the midst of brokenness, he gon' see your asshole.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
You gon' heal, you gon' laugh and catch a little shade.
Ooh, girl.
Y'all know he be slaying, y'all better stop playing. Come hear what he's saying.
Ladies and gentlemen.
All right, what's going on, you guys? Hey, Conscious Crew. So you can't send a super chat because I don't have super chat turned on. You can Cash App though, $Consciouztv, spelled just how it is right here on the channel. The links and handles are in the description box as well as in the scroll right here. I already have to do too much shucking and jiving, work my ass off too much on this platform. The last thing I'm gonna let YouTube do is take 30% of my goddamn money. All right. So if you guys want to donate and throw dollars on the Kang, I appreciate you in advance. And you can do that on Cash App at $Consciouztv, conscious spelled with a Z on the end instead of an S. And or you can PayPal me at paypal.me/ConsciouzTV. Let me go ahead and speak to a lot of you guys in the building. Before we get started on this beautiful Wednesday, what's going on? Bethany, hey Courtney, hey Star, hey Layla, hey NL. What's going on, Poetic Poems? What's going on, Rajan? Hey Boo. What's going on, Rumors and Tea? Hey NL. Not another marathon today. Oh no, ma'am. Not another marathon, baby. I was up here for 6.5 hours on yesterday. This will not be a marathon at all. What's going on, Sin? Hey Courtney. What's going on, Flame and Row? Uh-oh. Oh, yeah, baby. Uh-oh. Shout out to Flame and Row, baby. What's going on, Flame? Hey, Brown Mama. What's going on, Just LA? What's going on, Linnell? Hey, Sonia. Hey, Adora. Hey, Ian Gardner. What's going on, Sister Phyllis? Hey, Janie. What's going on, Gina? Hey, Miss Jack of all trades. What's going on, Aaron? Hey. What's going on, you guys? Hey, Vinny Vin. What's going on, my intersex? Hey, Boo. Hey, Adora. What's going on, Lachey? Hey, Tasha. What's going on, Nicole? Hey, Boo. Hey, Sandy. Hey, Karen. What's going on? Hi, everybody. Hey, Monique. Hey. Happy Wednesday. What's going on, Music Global? What's going on, Mickey? Hey, Shelly's. Hey, Ken. Hey, Love. Hey, Kata. What's going on? Hey, Neek. What's going on, Boo? Hey, Soberly Living on Period. Is that my ex-boyfriend, child? What's going on, Mistress Monica? Hey, let me scroll on down. Hey, Lady Mahogany. Hey, Boo. Hey, Serenity. Hey, Love. Hey, it's Nene. Hey, Uppity African. Hey, Boo. Hey, Vernita. What's going on? Hey, Gabriella. What's going on, JJ? Hey, Brittany. Hey, Dorothy. What's going on, Real As It Gets? Hey, Boo. What's going on, Momo? It's a lot of y'all in the chat. Hey, I Am Queen. Hey, Goddess London. What's going on? What Had Happened? Blog on Period. Hey, y'all. Hey, Mistress. Hey, Sexy Nessa. Hey, Dr. Quantum. Hey, y'all. All right. Hey, everybody. Goddamn. We got issues to get into. Shout out to my baby mama. Ken, honey, for the old nasty piece of child support check. Girl, y'all been tearing the nigga up. Baby, the past 3 days, honey, y'all have made the king, baby. Okay? The kingdom is kingdoming, baby. All right, shout out to my baby mother Ken. God bless you. Your reading of the book chapters was awesome, CTV. Thank you so much. And for those of you who didn't get a chance to get that live reading, let me go ahead and drop the link to the live reading. You guys know that I ordered Kim's book, and indeed, we read it live, honey. And according to the fans, honey, okay, I am LeVar Burton, child. You ain't got to take my word for it. This ain't Reading Rainbow. This go underneath the comment section, baby. According to the people, they voted that I had the most iconic live reading of all the live readings that took place on this YouTube, child. All right. So shout out to the people. If you didn't get a chance, please check out the live reading. It was dramatic. It was theatrical. It was amazing. And once again, it is alleged. So you don't have to believe the memoir. You don't have to take it at face value. You can believe that it's a creative endeavor. You can believe that it's all facts. That'll be perfectly up to you, girl. It's like a religion, honey. Okay. What you think of that tell all this between you and you. Whether it was true or not, we was going to read the hell out of it, okay? Tell all the books are written every day. So, you know, we did what we did, and we decided for ourselves what the hell we going to believe. And we're going to be talking a little bit about that book as well. So let me drop the link. So for those of you who missed it, you can click that link, and You can click it for remind later or watch later and check that out when you get an opportunity. Okay, right now, pay attention to this. Now, speaking of the book, let's go ahead and go over a little bit of the book. For those of you who kind of missed out on the details and the highlights of the book, let's quickly go over what happened and what we discovered in Kim's alleged tell-all, which has caught major controversy right now, girl. We're going to be getting into that as well. Okay, Kim Porter's book. So what we learned from Kim Porter's alleged tell-all memoir was that Kim had sex with Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx and Diddy had sex. Kimora Lee and Kim Porter was indulging in lesbianism together. That there were alleged threesomes between I'll Be Sure and Diddy and Kim. That Kim and Tupac was exing on a regular basis. He was even propositioned by Diddy to do a 3 with Kim, but he wasn't with that. He wasn't with that double penetration business, baby. And allegedly that was the start of Tupac and Diddy's discomfort. There were, hold on, you guys. There were alleged 3 Okay, you know I got a curve language for YouTube's sake. There were alleged 3 with Mary J. Blige, Kim, and Diddy. There also were freak offs with Will and Jada Pinkett Smith. There were sex going on between Jay-Z and Diddy. And according to the alleged tell-all, Jay-Z also had a lot to do alongside Diddy with the assassination of Biggie Smalls. Snoop Dogg allegedly was the blurred out individual in the memoir who came out to do breakfast with Kim and Diddy, and was in his boxers and had a cum stain up his backside. We also found out through the alleged memoir that Snoop also was very much so aware of Diddy's involvement in the assassination of Biggie. Also, we found out from the alleged memoir that Diddy allegedly had Biggie and Tupac unalived, and that Diddy was responsible for the first hit on Tupac that did him pretty bad, but did not unalive him, where he lost a testicle. We also learned from the alleged memoir that Quincy Jones' daughter, Kadada, had confronted Diddy at a award ceremony about popping Tupac, and in being retaliatory, Diddy apparently pissed in her ginger ale, but Gene Deal stopped her from drinking it when her and Kimora Lee came back from the ladies' room. Allegedly, Gene Deal spoke about this ordeal in one of his interviews as well. We also learned that there was a confrontation between Diddy and Biggie Smalls' mother, Miss Wallace, over Biggie's royalties, where she also confronted him about unaliving her son. We also learned from the alleged memoir that apparently Diddy had all of Kimberly's boyfriends and lovers unalived, the same way that she ended up being unalived by way of some type of poisoning, some type of a pneumonia fluish type situation. We learned from the alleged memoir that Diddy and Will Smith were best friends and fucking, as I stated. We also learned from the memoir that Kim had alleged dubs and copies of tapes from Diddy's votes, where he kept video of him SAing Bow Wow, Justin Bieber, and Usher when they were underage boys. We also learned from the alleged memoir that Kim had pegged Diddy with the strap on, where he bled out, and shit it all out on the strap on, girl, straight out of his pooper shooter, honey. And she was disgusted. Okay. And we also learned about a lot of instances of explicit physical violence that were perpetuated against Kim's body by Diddy. One time he hit her with a chair. She landed in the hospital with a busted lip, a black eye, a broken arm. She was also slapped at one point, thrown to the ground. She was threatened with the GUN, etc. And at some point, Kim also questioned if Diddy had done something to her son Quincy after she came to fully realize exactly who Diddy was. There was also a point in the memoir where Kim basically let it be known that she had sold her soul for the lifestyle, that she traded in her dignity, traded in her ethics, her morals, her safety, and her child's safety for the lifestyle and the money and legacy that she was able to have by way of alignment to Diddy Girl. Now, this book has came under a lot of fire of whether it's fake, etc. People who are arguing that it's fake are saying that we didn't learn anything new from the book, that a lot of this stuff in one way or another had been alluded to or spoken or echoed through the cultural hallways for decades now. All the author did was basically, compile it into a 60-page memoir and condense it all. Other people believe that it is fully the truth regardless. A lot of people believe that these are the writings of Kim. We do know that there's been some clapback from Albie Shore, who apparently is threatening suit. We talked about that in the last live, so check that out. He's threatening to absolutely sue. The author, Jamal T. Millwood, whose real name is Christopher. Jamal T. Millwood apparently was a tribute name to Tupac, the T standing for Tupac. I think the Millwood was the street that Tupac was assassinated on or something, from what I understand, the author said. But he used a pseudonym allegedly because he was also afraid for his life. And he claimed he felt safe putting this book out when Diddy was finally, indicted and put away, etc. We also know that more lawsuits have rolled out, like Don from Danity Kane. Also, you guys know that he has a whole new lawsuit against him for gang raping and disseminating that footage on the black market for $500 million of a woman named Thalia Graves, who worked for Bad Boys. Her and her boyfriend, she was lured into a meeting under the guise that she was there to talk about her boyfriend's poor performance at Bad Boys. She alleges that she was drugged as well. She fell unconscious and she was assaulted during this time. And she suffered for many years with PTSD, had to get all type of psychotherapy. And then she was re-wounded all over again recently when she found out that there was actual video footage of her rape and that it had been circulating online. She is being represented by Lisa Bloom's mammy, Gloria Alfred, or whatever the fuck her name is, honey. All these overly sanctioned as attorneys. And there was a press conference that was held. It was pretty emotional for Miss Graves, who cried, reliving her experience. So now Diddy has that lawsuit also on the table, along with Dawn's child, which is both of those lawsuits entail some really, 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 really dark shit. The memoir shook me because I knew it was going to be bad, but I did not know it was going to be as bad as it was, girl. I was not ready for that 60-page read down. My thoughts after thinking about whether there's legitimacy to this memoir is I'm still in the middle. Either way, I don't really think it ultimately matters. I'm happy that the memoir was published, whether it is true or not, whether the author just pulled from a bunch of shit that already existed and just got a little creative with it, or whether these are the actual flash drive files from Kimberly herself, because either way it draws attention back to Kim's death, which, as far as the court of public opinion is concerned, is completely unresolved. And as far as the court of public opinion is concerned, this woman was murdered. She did not have a natural death. There was nothing natural about the circumstances that preceded her death, that followed after her death. There's all type of inconsistencies in the autopsy reports. On one hand, her death, the cause of death was deferred. We know that the first autopsy expert ended up being unalived by way of a freak car accident, strangely enough. Apparently there are 2 or 3 existing autopsy reports. They kind of all say something very different. Allegedly, one autopsy did find poisons in Kim's system. Because her death was not ruled a homicide, there was no actual evidence that was extracted from the scene of her home, where very much so there could have been a lot of incriminating evidence that was sitting in plain sight. Because when you read the police report, her home, particularly her bedroom, it was filled with all type of water bottles. There was half-eaten bowls of green soup. All these things could have been infused with drugs. God knows, what. There was pill bottles everywhere. Kim had all type of strange wounds and attusions on her stomach. She had like these green bruises on her stomach, etc. She had a nosebleed. It was just a very bizarre death scene. Corey Gamble, who is, the fiance husband of Kris Jenner, the queen of the Illuminati girl, he was at the scene of the crime. Everybody has been very much so confused about who the fuck Corey Gamble is, what exactly he fucking does. He has this very vague presence amongst the industry. You guys know Kanye West had quite a bit to say about him basically being in the damn sunken place and being a raccoon, who he doesn't want his children around. You guys know also this whole conversation around Justin, which we want to get into him, Justin Bieber and Usher. You guys know Corey Gamble actually managed Justin for a little while. He also apparently is one of Diddy's right-hand mans, which is not a good thing. And a lot of people didn't even know that he had a connection to Kim Porter until the paparazzi photos surfaced of him lingering around Kim Porter's home while EMT and firefighters, were in and out of her home. It's also being alleged that Corey Gamble actually was there to make sure that Kim was in fact dead, to also ravage and extract any laptops, any cell phones, any equipment and technology that Kim might have had on her persons, because Diddy might have unalived Kim because he got word that she was gearing up to leave him. She was gearing up to, separate her life from him, and that she was writing a tell-all and preserving all type of incriminating evidence. And within the memoir itself, it talks about how Diddy was really big on loyalty and how he would have a very adverse reaction to betrayal, which is why he took the life of Biggie Smalls and other people, etc. girl. So Corey was there allegedly to be the cleanup guy. Very wild. Like all this shit is very weird. It's all very weird. It's all very wild. It's all very kind of, one thing is tied to another, that's tied to another, that's tied to another girl. There's all these like phantom characters involving all of this shit, like Corey Gamble, etc. girl. It's a mess. And with that being said, going back to the legitimacy and credibility of the memoir itself, is the memoir in fact true or not? You know, it's just, I don't know. You know, I'm going to tell y'all probably about, I'm kind of 50-50 with it, but there's like, add 10% to the 50, that's going to say for the most part, I think this book might not have been Kim's. For one, I'm not sure if Kim was going to write a book that was ultimately centered around basically exposing Diddy. That was the context of writing of all these write-ups, was to expose Diddy. With that being the case and that being the point, I'm not sure that Kim would have incriminated her damn self to the level in which she did. Unless Kim planned on not giving a, like if she planned on not being alive by the time this book happened. Because I don't know what the plan was around the book, whether this was something that she was going to release in case something happened to her. This would ensure that she, or that the truth got out. But if that was the plan, that this is my insurance against Diddy so that he won't hurt me, because he knows I'm sitting on these tapes and he knows that this book is ready to fucking go, and if something happens to me, the truth is going to up and out. If that was the case, I also feel like Kim would have wrote things in her writings that were more nuanced. Like she would have made sure, because she would have wanted the world to believe that she did this, right? So I feel like she would have put things in there that nobody would have known at all, but things that would have been able to be corroborated afterwards in order to further legitimize the writings. Like she would have made more, she would have been more specific and more personable, like maybe informing the public about things that she owned that we didn't know that she owned. Hell, she could have put the last four of her goddamn social security in the damn book. You know, like it could have, you know, like if Kim was really gearing up to use this write-up as a situation to expose Diddy with in case something happened to her, I just felt like she would have went a little bit more out of her way to personalize this book in a way that would have almost made it practically factual, you know, that oh, this had to come from Kim, like this came from fucking Kim. Like for instance, Kim, if she was going to go all out and she wanted to really make sure that the audience knew this was her writings, instead of her being vague and not disclosing the hospital she ended up in when she allegedly got hit with the chair, and you know, her arm was in a sling, she could have gave her doctor's name, she could have gave the medical room she was in, she could have gave her nurses' names, she could have gave the hospital names. Like there could have been, like, she could have given away very specific information that would have once again let us know as the viewing audience that, oh yeah, bitch, this had to come from Kim, because who else would have fucking known us? You know, who would have known us? You know, she could have, okay, Kim spoke a lot in the memoir about babysitters. There was always babysitters who were coming over. Babysitters. She could have named the babysitters first and last name, because all those people could have been spoken to corroborate, yes, I was called over to babysit for Quincy, you know, when Kim and Diddy would go out, etc. Like there were so many things she could have definitely nuanced to death in order to put blood, real blood in this book. Now, also, that's hypothetical, right? Kim is a human being. Maybe she didn't think that far out. You know, everybody don't plan they escape to a T. And sometimes people don't think about, you know, how to go about what they're doing with the mint thought behind it. As somebody who works a lot with human beings in various ways, you know, I'm always impressed by how much people don't consider when they're trying to do this and trying to do that. So, just because she didn't do those things still doesn't mean that these writings didn't come from her. But me, my brain is just set up that way. I made sure to cover my ass from front end to back end. So I don't know. And like the author said, the author is not selling this book as it's factually from Kim. The author in all of his interviews have stated, I have no proof that Kim literally typed these words. This was something given to me by members of her entourage. I believe these are Kim's words, but I have no proof these are Kim's words. Okay, so the author has never gotten out here and said, oh yeah, these are factually her words. There is objective, concrete evidence that can be presented to prove that Kim literally wrote these words. He's not saying any of that. He has literally stated he has no proof that Kim wrote it. What he is claiming is that he received this flash drive from her trusted friendship group, and said that the friends also have the dub copies of the tapes that have the abuse of Usher, Justin Bieber, and Bow Wow on them, and that the same entourage that presented the tapes to him, or that made him aware that they also have tapes, who also gave him this flash drive, he claimed that that same entourage has also been shopping those abuse tapes around to Hollywood producers like those who work for Netflix and Hulu, etc., girl, trying to get a cash out. So that's a lot. That's a lot. That's very interesting. And there's a lot of conversation that can come up out of that. So with that being said, I have to say again, you can take the book for however you feel. Nobody has proof that it's fake. Nobody has proof that it's real. So once again, it's just going to come down to your own personal belief. The author said that he does believe these are Kim's words. He's been in this business a long time, and he can detect deception pretty easy. And he does not feel as though he was deceived. He believed that the people that gave him the content gave him this content genuinely. I want to thank my boo Lauren. Yes, I received your cash app, boo. Thank you so much for the old nasty piece of PayPal. Thank you for your PayPal love, Miss Jack of all trades. I also want to shout out my baby mother Crafts aunt. Thank you so much for your PayPal as well. You guys know I get my PayPal donations through my email, but on my Cash App, I receive those in real time, but I have to check my email to check for my PayPals. But yes, boo, I got it. Thank y'all so much. So, there's all of that. Now, I guess since we're here, let's go ahead and talk about what's going on with the book, girl. And then we're going to get into this baby oil. We're going to get into all of the things, honey. We're going to get into this Ciroc party that Kevin Hart hosted for Diddy last year, that Don Richards and Kalina Harper was in attendance to, along with Usher, along with the rapper Fabulous. Because apparently, this particular Ciroc event was a part of Don Richards' lawsuit, in terms of what happened afterwards, what happens after the live stream went down. We get into all of that. But let's talk about the book, because apparently the family is gearing up, girl, to potentially sue Jamal T. Millwood for this motherfucking book. All right? Continue to get these thumbs up, you guys. Let's go ahead and start sharing screens and get into the tea. All right, Kim Porter's book, courtesy of the Jasmine brand. A nearly published memoir claiming to be written by Sean Diddy Combs' late ex-girlfriend Kim Porter is being called out as fake, with Porter's family reportedly exploring legal action, a source close to the family told People. The book has become a bestseller on Amazon, published by a man named Chris Todd under the alias Jamal T. Millwood. However, her family says that the publication is completely false and was not penned by Porter. Todd also told Rolling Stone on Tuesday that he couldn't verify, as I told you guys, any of the claims made in the book, but he put it out. Quote, Kim Porter never authored a manuscript, and any claims suggesting otherwise are entirely false and fabricated, one source close to the family stated. Quote, Chris Todd, who is credited as the publisher, has no connection to Kim Porter or her family. Though a possible lawsuit is brewing, Todd has not removed the book. Now, once again, the interesting thing about Jamal T. Millwood, aka Chris Todd, girl, it's just Candace, man, girl. It's just a scheme that Todd brought back to us, honey. Is that once again, the author slash investigator slash journalist has been saying he has no proof. So I really don't know what grounds they're going to be suing on. I mean, anybody can file a lawsuit. Whether this lawsuit will be successful, I'm not really sure it will be. He has never said that these are Kim's words factually. He also filed this book under fiction as well. Okay, I believe that was another strategy to cover his ass as well. Now, members of her family allegedly are slamming the book. However, Todd didn't say he received this book from any family members. He received it from her friends. And we know that it's been a long-standing rumor that Kim was working on an alleged tell-all book, that she was working on a memoir, and that she had disseminated copies of the hard drive where these files were to her trusted friendship group. Now, we also know that friends are not made equal. So there are friends who are like, girl, this is not true. You know, one of those friends who've been speaking out, slamming the book, saying that this has not happened, Kim would never have wrote a book like this, etc., also happens to be a friend who is one of Diddy's cousins. So you can argue that, you know, she's on payroll for Diddy or trying to protect Diddy, etc., that she's mammying for Diddy, etc. But we also know she had other friends like Kimora Lee Simmons and plenty of other industry friends as well. So even the friends who are speaking out can't really speak for if Kim gave something like this to other friendships. You know, I understand it might hurt your feelings to not have been that friend that you trusted enough, you know, to have something like this in your possession. But, you know, it could just be a matter of that. People in their feelings because they weren't chosen, because they didn't receive the call, they didn't receive the flash drive, and they feel because they didn't receive it and they wasn't trusted enough to have something like this in their possession that it can't be true at all. All right. So, you know, it's just interesting. Now, people are saying the timing of this. Well, once again, a lot of people didn't come out and speak on Diddy until the timing seemed right. And this author has admitted that, you know, he's aware of how dangerous Diddy is, and clearly Diddy is, because he's indicted on trafficking, coercion, obstruction of justice, etc. You know, all the things, other things, other things. Continue to thumbs up, 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 you guys. We should be well within 500 likes on this video. So this author, you know, said that he also didn't feel safe publishing this book until he felt like, kaboom, boom, girl, it was safe to come outside. So he did. So lawsuit gonna be interesting. And obviously, because I think I was in one of these blogs comment section the other day. Let me see if I can find a comment. I think it might have been the Neighborhood Talk, but one of these blogs had posted. Oh my God. Diddy's attorney is a clown, girl. We're going to get into him. Let me see if I can find. Okay, here it is. Yeah, courtesy of the Neighborhood Talk. They posted yesterday, I believe, that the caption is, excuse me, author behind the viral Kim Porter memoir says that he's not even sure the story is real. Quote, it's real enough to me. I didn't ask too many questions. And then people were like, he didn't do no research. He didn't do no research before this. So I commented and said, how is he going to fact check things that happen behind closed doors? What was he supposed to do? Go ask Snoop Dogg if Diddy left a nut stain on his back and expect what answer exactly? Question mark. Laughing emoji. People are goofy as hell. He didn't see Kim write the book, so he's talking factually. He can't corroborate something given to him via third party as fact. And he never claimed that it was. He always said that he believed it to be Kim's words. So, you know, all this research. I mean, it's a tell-all. And anytime people getting ran down on, I mean, if what they're getting ran down on is true, do you think that Quincy Jones, I mean, that I'll Be Sure is going to come out here and be like, yeah, I was fucking off on Diddy? Do you think that Jay-Z is going to come out here and say, yeah, I was fucking off on Diddy? I mean, when you're exposing so-called secrets, you can expect that there ain't going to be much research that can be fucking done, because you're already exposing something that was supposed to never be spoken and uttered about to begin with. All right. Now, once again, that also doesn't make the things that were said in the book true. But I'm just saying, I mean, you got to have a little bit of common sense here. You know, there ain't going to be too much research you can do on well-kept secrets that costed some people their damn lives, because it costed Kim allegedly her life. You know? So that being that, so we'll see what goes on if the family takes action against Jamal T. Millwood, aka Chris Todd, about this alleged memoir that he never said was factually from Kim, and that he filed under fiction instead of nonfiction. We will, you know, continue to report accordingly. Now, the family apparently not only is gearing up for that, the family also, do I have it up here? Let me see. The family also, oh, I don't think I got it up here, but we're going to talk about it. The family also is slamming the book as fake as well. I want to actually read. Hold on, let me just go to Neighborhood Talk. Let me go to Neighborhood Talk and find the actual post. A lot of the blogs had posted the letter written by one of Kim's kids. Was it Quincy? It was one of them folk. Oh, here it is. Kim Porter's children with the message, child. The children are also responding to the book. And, you know, this is a sad state of affairs, child. It really, 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 really is. Sad state of affairs. But once again, courtesy of the Neighborhood Talk, Kim Porter's kids issue a statement amid fake book memoir about her life being released and rumors that she was murdered. Quote, the cause of her death has long been established. There was no foul play. So as you guys can see here, King Combs and two others are tagged in this write-up. Quote, okay, this is from her twins, Christian and Quincy. We have seen so many hurtful and false rumors circulating about our parents, Kim Porter and Sean Combs' relationship, as well as about our mom's tragic passing, that we feel the need to speak out. I got hiccups, y'all. Claims that our mom wrote a book are simply untrue. She did not. And anyone claiming to have a manuscript is misrepresenting themselves. Additionally, please understand that any so-called friend speaking on behalf of our mom or her family is not a friend, nor do they have her best interests at heart. Our lives were shattered when we lost our mother. She was our world, and nothing has been the same since she passed. While it has been incredibly difficult to reconcile how she could be taken from us too soon, the cause of her death has been long established. There was no foul play. Grief is a lifelong process, and we ask that everyone respect our request for peace as we continue to cope with her loss every day. We are deeply saddened that the world has made a spectacle of what had been the most tragic event of our lives. Our mother should be remembered for the beautiful, strong, kind, and loving woman she was. Her memory should not be tainted by horrific conspiracy theories. We ask that everyone please respect our mother, Kim Porter, and hold her legacy in high regard so that she may rest in peace is what she deserves. We love you and miss you, mommy. That's actually pretty sad. That's actually really, 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 really sad. I'm not gonna give, the kids too much on their mama because I mean it's their mama, and they only knew her as mom. They didn't know her as a freako. They didn't know her as a Molly popping cocaine head. They didn't know her as any of the things that maybe her peers might have known personally about her. We know that parents, like kids, can live very double lives. There's the person that you show up as socially, and there's the person you show up as in them damn freak offs and orgies, baby. Okay. So they didn't know her the way that maybe she also was in other situations and contexts. I don't expect these kids to necessarily go down a rabbit hole of all of this. There's a lot at stake for them as a family. I'm sure they also want to believe that their mother's death was maybe untimely, but it was natural, and there was certainly no foul play from their father. I could put myself in their shoes and understand just how hard it would be to grapple with, the father, because as I can see right now, because, we spoke about Diddy as a father and whether, what his experience of his kids has been. I'm sure that Diddy, being a psychopathic, malignant narcissist that he is, definitely has played the good cop to his kids. He's spoiled them. He's made sure to buy their allegiance to him so that if he needed to use them against their mothers, which all narcs weaponize their kids. Remember, Kim and Diddy had a long custody battle over King, I believe, back in the early 2013, 2014s, etc. Girl. I'm sure that he has spoiled them rotten. He's treated them like kings and queens and princesses. We can see the way that he loves bomb the fuck out of Quincy. And that's only his damn stepson. Oh boy, you're beautiful, you're beautiful, you're handsome, give me that ass. So I'm sure that for them, with them only seeing the so-called cool dad, the good dad, the provider dad, the dad that was always there for them, they also might not know Diddy in the capacity that Diddy's peers know him. Because once again, we all know that parents live and have a double face. It's the side that's socially that shows up to the PTA meetings, that show up at home, and then there's the side that's in the back seat on crack somewhere down the street. So I think it's sad. I really don't know what to say. Kim's death is very suspicious. The multiple autopsies prove that. The circumstances around her death are that. But I can understand that if this is your situation and this is the eye of your storm, that that they may not have the capacity to be as analytical and critical of the circumstances as we are, because our whole families are not tied into this. This isn't our parents and our family. They also know that, hell, if they go down that rabbit hole, that it could destroy their families. It could bring major divide between the siblings. We know that, some of the children would probably not believe this shit. Other siblings might have the capacity to believe it. It would drive a wedge. We also can reasonably assume that Diddy has love bombed the shit out of these kids to manipulate them in case something like this ever happened. Diddy for a long time has known what was surrounding his reputation, etc. Girl. So I'm sure he went out of his way to be extra, extra sweet on his kids so that they would never want to see him in that light. They would never sell him out. They would never portray him in this way. So spoiling the shit out of their asses was a way to keep their asses together. And then on top of that, because it was something else I was about to say. I don't know. It'll come back to me. But Serenity said, let me see what Serenity said. That Quincy said he couldn't stand Diddy. He was playing the role to be in close contact with his sisters and to make sure they were okay. And apparently that's also the narrative in terms of why Quincy is showing up at the courthouse for Diddy, because he's allegedly protecting his siblings, which is a perfect segue. But, you know, the kids are kidding. I'm not sure what they should be doing exactly. I mean, you know, they all have to protect their goddamn sanity at this point. Maybe there will come a point in time where they will go down the rabbit hole, but right now they're too shook, they're too spent, everything is too extreme right now, and this will be a large undertaking for them. But the public can continue to do what the hell they do, and I'll be sure can. Because speaking of I'll be sure and Quincy, okay, here it is. I'll be sure says free Quincy and seemingly suggests that Quincy is suffering from Stockholm syndrome after Quincy and his siblings released a statement saying that their mother was not murdered. Because you guys know that I'll be sure has been calling for the resuming of Kim's bones. He wants her death investigated as a homicide, and he don't give a damn. He practically is convinced that, you know, Diddy is very much so connected to not only what happened to her, but what happened to him when his damn lungs ended up liquefied and crystallized, etc. And it's interesting that this all came up now with Quincy and I'll be sure more than likely about to come to another breakdown in their relationship as father and son. Because yesterday I was just talking about, I wonder how I'll be sure pleading to the feds to investigate Kim's death is going to impact his relationship to Quincy, because him and Quincy just started getting back close ever since all this shit started happening with Diddy. You know, they've been hanging out, they've been spending time together. But now that it's being established that, you know, Quincy does not believe his mom was murdered, and his father, his biological father, is out here crying from the mountaintop that, you know, his ex-lover and the mother of his children absolutely was, and that Quincy's stepdad is directly connected to it. You know, what's going to happen to the relationship? Because obviously their relationship is too fragile right now to handle this level of discord, so it can't result in anything but a breakdown. But as you guys can see here, I'll be sure posted a screenshot of when Diddy was introducing all his kids, including this little white girl who he wanted to adopt. She's also resurfacing back in headlines. We'll probably get into a little bit of that. But he captioned the photo with a comment from one of the commenters who said, "Look at poor Stockholm victim Quincy in the background." And then, as you guys can see here at the bottom, he hashtagged free Quincy NY post. So he's under the belief that his son is under the delusional sorcery Ursula control of Diddy, and that he is experiencing and suffering from Stockholm syndrome. And for those of you who don't know what the hell Stockholm syndrome is, Stockholm syndrome is a proposed condition or theory that tries to explain why hostages sometimes develop a psychological bond with their captors. Stockholm syndrome is a contested illness due to doubts about the legitimacy of the condition. So even amongst the psychiatry community, you know, there's still varying ideas around whether Stockholm syndrome is truly a thing or not. It's not something that all of the experts have, you know, collectively agreed upon yet. So the jury is still out on this alleged concept called Stockholm syndrome. But nonetheless, I'll be sure it's under belief that Quincy is. Now, once again, I don't know whether Quincy suffering from Stockholm syndrome. I think with these kids, it's less about Stockholm syndrome, and it's just more so about the way that Diddy has just presented himself to them in their lived experience. He's just, you know, even according to Kim, you know, Diddy has always been a quote unquote a great father. Typically people who are like very maniacal and psychopathic, for some odd reason, they end up sometimes do making so-called great fathers and mothers, and then they're completely a hot fucking atrocious raggedy mess in these other parts of their life. But I don't know if it's Stockholm syndrome, or more so these kids just experience the part of Diddy that enjoyed being a provider, that enjoyed being a father, that enjoyed, you know, having kids. And if this was the one area of his fucked up ass life where like the good part of Diddy showed up. But regardless of what Diddy's intentions was, whether he was genuine toward his kids or all this shit was performative just to be able to control and manipulate them and have their allegiance pledged to him, from the kids' perspective, this is all that they've known. You know, if your dad only showed you love, but he might have been a serial killer, you know, all you can personally attest to is the fact that, you know, you only known him as a loving father. You know, he's only been a provider and been a fun and supportive dad who showed up to all your games and that always supported your ambitions and your dreams and affirmed you and da 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 da. So I don't know, you know, but I'm sure that, as I think Rooms and Tea just hit it, it's possible loss of access to the lifestyle he's become accustomed to. Very well could be. I think that money and lifestyle has a lot to do with this pledging of allegiance as well. Because, you know, Diddy is able to do almost unnatural things for his kids that everyday parents can't. You know, he's able to give them a lifestyle, give them access to other celebrities, gift them and reward them in ways that are very extraordinary, girl. You know, and hell, if we know that grown ass people are sucking dick and popping pussy just to get access to this lifestyle, then you can only imagine just how much more impressed these kids must be being the recipient of kind of this extreme ass privilege. So it would be very difficult for them to psychologically navigate all that and kind of compartmentalize that and to kind of take an objective stance toward the situation surrounding their mother. It's just complicated for them, you know. So my heart goes out to the kids. Quincy, also according to sources, is supporting Diddy because it's just a way for him to keep an eye out on his siblings and being protective of them now that the media, you know, has it out for blood. And now this is a high profile, even more high profile family because of Diddy's indictments, etc. So, you know, is there a method to Quincy's madness? There could be. Is he just using, you know, is he seem to us, it may look like he's supporting Diddy because he's showing up, but really, once again, he know that Diddy is intrinsically connected to his siblings who he love and protect. And therefore, he kind of has to socially stand in solidarity with the rest of the family as it relates to the support of Diddy, but really that's in the context of just making sure that he can safeguard his siblings from a lot of the fucked up shit that is now going to come as a result of the things that are going to happen in the media, the things that are going to be written about, and just, you know, all of the dynamics of something like this. So once again, very, very, very much so complicated matters. Let me check on these likes, girl, because as you guys can see, bitch, I'm commentating. Oh, and for those of you who are confused, I'm not a journalist. I'm a commentator. So for those of you who were kind of pressed and kind of upset that we read this book, I know one of the reasons y'all was so pressed that I read this book is because my reading of this book made the contents believable. Because, you know, I gave it up in my, you know, I bodied the whole reading of this book. So, you know, it really, you know, pressed on some of y'all's nerves, you know, that this book was, but once again, I'm a commentator. I'm not a journalist. It's not my job to investigate a goddamn thing. The only difference between me and y'all is that I just have a platform to have an opinion on. I'm not here to do no damn research. I'm not here to get to the nitty gritty. I'm not here to do none of that. I don't have no commitment, no obligation to research a motherfucking thing. As a commentator, my only job is to talk about what the fuck everybody else is talking about, what the media is talking about, what's in the news cycle and pop culture. If I choose to take a journalistic approach, that's because of preference, and that's based upon my decision, based upon what the fuck I'm feeling about what the fuck it is that I'm reporting on. But I don't have any legal, moral, or social obligation to research a goddamn thing. Okay? I'm here to talk and to give my opinion first and foremost as a commentator. All right? So, you know, learn the difference between a commentator and a damn journalist. Okay? These are two different entities. Now, what the hell was I about to look up? I was about to look up something, child. Child, I forgot what the hell I was about to look up. Talking all this shit, and I done lost my damn train of thought. I was about to look up something. But we're just gonna move it along. Oh, I was gonna check on these damn likes. Let me check on these likes. Because we're working. Okay, 493 likes and the 700 of y'all. Let's at least get these likes over 500, y'all. Because I'm working my ass off. Hold on, let me check these damn likes. Yeah, we got to get over at least 500. Okay, thank y'all. Love y'all so much, baby. Love you a long time. All right, so moving on from Quincy, and I'll be sure. I'm sure that they are about to go through another breakdown, child. Oh, let me just say this about Quincy too. Not Quincy. I'll be sure. I think I'll be sure is a fucking red-nosed clown. Like, it's already bad enough that allegedly you were on drugs and doing all the things that you were doing while Kim was raising your fucking kids to begin with. For you to, as a grown-ass man, to even be publicly commenting, even publicly hinting at your personal thoughts about the way that your child, whose life you haven't really been in, and you're being given a second opportunity to have a relationship to him too, it is so inappropriate and sickening to see you be so quick to out him and throw him under the bus, or to express what should be between you and God. If you feel like your son is suffering from Stockholm syndrome, bitch, like, you go pray about that. You go give that to the Father, Son, and the Holy Daughter. You go ask God to help your son to see the light of truth, whatever that truth may be. I don't understand how you think it's going to be conducive for a son who you've already had a broken relationship to, for you to be out here getting a click and a view by engaging in the audience who is, it's already bad enough that they are expressing what they're expressing under your profile about your child, but then you have the audacity to be Rudolph the Red-Nosed Rain Clown girl and also edge this lynching on, or to edge this sentiment on. If that's what the public think, let the public think that you as his dad, you should be a lot more protective, and you should have a lot more decorum and a lot more awareness. But, you know, I'm probably putting the cart before, or the carriage before the horse, because you didn't even have enough instincts to raise his ass. So I'm sure that you don't have any instincts now. You know, in terms of any parental or maternal ones. But it's really fucking ridiculous. I think it's out of fucking order. And if I was Quincy, you know, that would be my objective, to once again haul ass on your ass. Not even because you got your own mind about what you believe happened to Kim, because you're allowed to have your own theories, your own feelings about Kim and her death. And you and Quincy don't have to necessarily agree. Y'all can have y'all difference of opinion. But for you to be commenting on his mental or any condition or illness you believe he's suffering from just because his actions are not in alignment with yours, and then you bringing that to an already clown show or circus show, which is social media, it's really wild that you don't have the instinct to be protective of him right now. It's really weird. Right, Pink, it's your reason that Diddy had all this over access to Quincy to begin with. So if he is suffering from Stockholm syndrome, then what you need to be worried about is diagnosing your damn self, because you the reason why his ass would be suffering from Stockholm syndrome. Now we can move it along. Let's get into another red-nosed ass clown, which is Diddy's frail ass attorney girl, who is obviously working hard for the money. And I ain't mad at him, because if I was Diddy, bitch, I'd be very happy with my attorney right now, girl, because he's doing everything under the motherfucking sun, bitch. You control the narrative, which is what you control, which is what you pay an attorney to do. However, girl, it's embarrassing because this attorney can't even come up with anything that makes any damn sense. Like, if you're going to do it, bitch, on my behalf, then at least do it well. But to just be doing anything is a mess. So, once again, courtesy of the Neighborhood Talk, let me share the screen. Diddy's lawyer says that he doesn't believe that there were 1,000 bottles of baby oil found. Quote, I don't know why you would need 1,000. One goes a long way. Let's take a listen here.
In bulk, I think they have Costco's in every place where he has a home. I mean, have you sat in a parking lot of a Costco and see what people walk out of there with?
Not 1,000 bottles of baby oil.
I don't think it was 1,000. I think it was. Let's just say it's a lot. Okay. Freak-offs. But, back when I was a kid in the late 70s, they were called threesomes.
If these are genuinely threesomes, how do you explain 1,000 bottles of baby oil?
I don't know where the number 1,000 came.
The U.S. attorney said it.
I can't imagine it's thousands. I mean, and I'm not really sure what the baby oil has to do with anything.
They're essentially saying it's a lubricant for an orgy.
I guess. I don't know what you need 1,000. One bottle of baby oil goes a long way. I don't know what you need 1,000 for. I mean, he has a big. He buys in bulk. I think they have.
You don't know what the fuck he would need 1,000 bottles of lubricant and or baby oil for, and your client is sitting here indicted on multiple charges of racketeering in RICO for a human trafficking that happened over a span of 2 decades. Have you all of a sudden selectively forgotten that your client regularly throws parties throughout the year and has various amounts of men and women and sex workers and prostitutes and apparently children and all type of motherfucking people that he's trafficking and galvanizing into these fucking spaces, weekly, monthly, etc. Hell, I think 1,000 bottles is a goddamn undertaking if you're asking me. Hell, as a gay man, you can run through one bottle of lube just in one night's time with one partner. Your partner is indicted, baby, on racketeering, organized crime, freak-offs that would involve up to 15 to 30, 40, 50 motherfucking people. And this is going on yearly and monthly. So, yeah. But, you can tell that Diddy's attorney is a 60-year-old virgin, girl, okay? So he just can't even conceive, girl, of you using baby oil for anything other than oiling up a damn baby. Okay? Clearly a damn square, honey, okay? His frail virgin mind, never got no pussy, never got no anal, honey. He don't even know what head is. He don't even know what jacking off is, baby. He probably never even heard of masturbation before, girl. Okay, he can't even conceive of, using baby oil for anything other than oiling up and moisturizing the damn elbows and ankles of a baby. Okay. What's interesting about this is, hold on, let me make sure that I got my things together here. What's interesting about this is, remember we spoke about how Diddy was actually drugging people covertly. It was not through the liquor itself, it was through infused ice cubes, girl. He was infusing ice cubes with oxycodone, with cocaine, with pink cocaine, with poppers, etc. Y'all know the same way that we would make like freeze pops the ghetto hood way, by pouring like Kool-Aid into the ice tray and then just putting the ice tray into the freezer, and then you would have your ghetto ass ice cube freeze pops. So he was infusing the ice with drugs. So it wasn't the liquid itself. Well, yes, baby, the ice cubes, honey, shooketh, bitch. I was shooketh. Well, the reason, allegedly, that the feds confiscated the 1,000 bottles of lube and baby oil, because remember, Diddy isn't just being indicted on human trafficking. He's being indicted on narcotics as well. He's trafficking narcotics. Apparently, the Fed seized the bottles of lubricant and baby oil because the baby oil and lubrication was infused with a drug called GHB. Okay, now a courtesy of betterhealth.com, GHB is a party drug that produces feelings of euphoria, confidence, relaxation, and sociability. All things, right, that would be essential to a person losing their inhibition and having to get buckety ass motherfucking wild. Okay, in an orgy like sexually charged environment. The lubricant itself, not only were the ice cubes that were being mixed with the drinks infused with drugs, but the lubricant and baby oil allegedly is infused with the drug GHB, which has the effects of making you more sociable, making you relaxed, feelings of euphoria. This would be equivalent to the chemical properties of poppers as well. Okay? Now, the side effects of GHB can include drowsiness, vomiting, mood swings, dependence, as well as more serious symptoms of unconsciousness and respiratory collapse, leading to coma or, in extreme cases, death. Now, mind you, remember, a lot of people, allegedly, a lot of the victims and participants had to recoup after these freak-offs, right? With IV drips to restore them. Because it wasn't just the exertion from all of the assaulting and all of the physicalness that was going on for days on end, but all these drugs that people had either willfully or unwillfully taken into their system, because obviously none of these people would have ever thought that from the ice cubes to the lube itself was infused with these drugs. Now remember, in the press conference on yesterday by Thalia Graves, who filed a civil suit against Diddy, she spoke about what? Going into that business meeting back in the early 2000s with Diddy, and his bodyguard, Joseph Sherman. And she was given what? Something to drink, and it made her what? Unconscious. It made her drowsy. She lost mobility of her body. So once again, all of this secretly drugging people in order to take advantage of them, to violate them, this is at this point very on brand. It's very, very on brand. Because you have to think about it. Yeah, why would the feds confiscate fucking lube out of all things? Why would they confiscate baby oil out of all things? I mean, what is that to confiscate? Obviously, they had got tipped off. And allegedly in Cassie's lawsuit, Cassie alluded also to the baby oil and the lube being suspect. So remember, the Attorney General has said this is an ongoing investigation. So this investigation has not rounded itself up yet. It has not came to an end yet. There's no period yet. They are exploring everything. So the feds got tipped off that everything from the liquor to the lubrication to the baby oil is drug infused, girl. Diddy is diabolical. Drug, the water bottles, the whole nine. So when, once again, DJ Envy talking about, oh, he need to have bail, or little Boosie bad bottom ass is out here talking about, I don't know what he's in, what is he in prison for being a freak? Stupid, illiterate assholes. Don't know how to motherfucking read, write, or listen. Just so basic and fucking surface. So, once again, I think the details of this goddamn trial is going to be incredible. I think our mouths are going to be on the fucking floor. There's no telling what else can happen between now and hell, tomorrow even. Because as we see, lawsuits are piling out. Victims are coming out by the fucking bundle at this point, girl. This is a mess. And Diddy is in prison in the special units division on suicide watch because he fears that he's going to be poisoned just like he's done so many people over the course of these decades, allegedly. Diddy would know exactly just how real being poisoned is because he is a poisoner. So now, the same power and abusive tactic that he used allegedly on minors, on girls, on boys, on women and men are the same power that now he's being subjected to, and he can't fucking take it. He can't take the thought of being Diddied. He can't take the thought of being Epstein. Now that he's lost all of his infinity stones and he's sitting in some hut on some small planet in the multiverse, bitch, waiting for the rundown of the Avengers, honey. Okay? He plucking fucking cotton and eating apple slices, girl. Scared out of his goddamn mind, child. Girl, they're saying that Diddy done lost so much motherfucking weight since he done been incarcerated. Let me show y'all, girl, what the people are saying Diddy is looking like. Gria, let me show y'all. Hold on. Let me send this to myself. Let me show y'all, girl. Straight out of Diddy Special Units Division, girl. Okay, straight off the mugshot desk, baby. Hold on, let me send this to myself. Y'all thumbs up the video, girl, because we're working. Thumbs up, up. And shout out to all the new subbies. If you're new here, subscribe. All that good jazz, girl. Let me show y'all, girl. Courtesy of the courtesy of the feds, girl. Courtesy of my sources, girl. Girl, intel fresh off the desk, girl, of what Diddy is looking like, honey. Okay, according to my sources. Girl, this is what Diddy is looking like at this point in his 7-day, 8-day, 9-day, food standoff, child. Yes, girl. Straight off the desk. Take a long look. From Sean Combs to Sean Toothpick, baby. That's it. This is a Fed exclusive, girl. He done lost all his muscle mass, child. He done lost all his bone density, child. Yep. Motherfucking exclusive, girl. Y'all saw it here first, bitch. Now back to the things, baby. Back to the damn things. Now, from infused baby oil and ice cubes, we got to talk about Freddie P real quick, girl, before we get back into the deep of it, girl. Freddie P from Making a Band, as you guys know, has been speaking out, you know, talking about the things of the things. You know, he stated that you can't make it in the industry unless you pass that asshole through the black boule who wants that butt. Okay, and giving up that butt is life or death for your career. It decides whether you're going to go to the next level and be on top, in the words of Tyra Banks, girl, or whether you're going to be back at CVS and packing lunches, girl, at the local arena like the rest of the Making the Band castmates are. So let's check out what Freddie P had to say, because he caught himself recounting this whole infamous, iconic scene from Making the Band where Diddy made them niggas walk across the Brooklyn Bridge and 20 damn miles out of the way on feet in Timberlands in 0 degree weather to get him a slice of cheesecake. Well, Freddie P is claiming that the cheesecake that Diddy had them go get was in fact for Beyonce, all on her mouth like liquor was cheesecake, girl. So let's listen to Freddie P.
So I'm the type of nigga, I listen to everything he says as if it's a contract. So if you say walk to the store or walk to give me some cheesecake, I'll walk to get you some cheesecake, but I'm not walking back. And that's just what me and Darlon did. And they like, why y'all, you know, they hot. Like, y'all cheating. And we like, he told us to walk. He ain't tell us to walk back. So we already in the hotel like 3 hours before they got there when they... Okay, fun fact, a lot of people don't know, that cheesecake we went and got was for Beyonce. She was upstairs the whole time. What we was talking about again? Hold on. Yeah, that's a fun fact. People don't know. People like, y'all want to get a cheesecake. It was for Beyonce. I'll do it again. But, yeah, because at first he was like, I want some cheesecake. But we took all night to do the process, right? So when we got back, it was like 4 or 5 in the morning. And me and Darlon got back first. Let me tell you how green these niggas is. So I'm the type of nigga, I listen to everything you say as if it's a contract. So if you say walk to the store or walk to give me some cheesecake, I'll walk to get you some cheesecake, but I'm not walking back. And that's just what me and Darlon did. And they like, why y'all, you know, they hot. Like, y'all, it was coming. We went and met him in front of the building. And, you know, the first thing I said out of his mouth, I said, we got the cheesecake. He was like, I want that shit. Take that shit upstairs for Beyonce. And he said, they was like, yeah, man, we want to tell you, Fred and Darlon, they ain't walk back. You know, trying to be on some snitch and shit. He's like, I ain't tell you to walk back. I ain't tell you to walk back. Y'all walk back? Like, yeah. I'm like, was coming. We went and met him in front of the building. And, you know, the first thing I said out of his mouth, he said, we got the cheesecake. He was like, I want that shit. Take that shit upstairs for Beyonce. Then he said, they was like, yeah, man, we want to tell you, Fred and Darlon, they ain't walk back. You know, trying to be on some snitch and shit. He's like, I ain't tell you to walk back. I ain't tell you to walk back. Y'all walk back? Like, yeah. I'm like, was coming. We went and met him in front of the building. And, you know, the first thing I said out of his mouth, he said, we got the cheesecake. He was like, I don't want that shit. Take that shit upstairs for Beyonce. Then he said, they was like, yeah, man, we want to tell you.
Yo, fam, Puffy just told us to go to the store in Brooklyn and bring him back a cheesecake and walk.
See me on TV, some punk ass bitch, yo. It's crazy. I walk to Brooklyn.
What's the bad talking about punk ass bitches?
Making the bitch, not making the band.
Not making the bitch. That's exactly what making the band was all about.
Right here, man. It is, but hey, yo, you the captain, bro. Whatever you do.
Girl, you know, after I get off this live, I'm gonna watch Making the Band all over again, girl. I got to.
I'm with you, man. To the end of that shit, man. What they gonna tell me? They tell me to y'all stay there and then what? Nah, I ain't staying. I'm not staying. I'm not staying. You drop me, you drop all of us, yo. I got you. It's not about me trying to.
Girl, I'm gonna be honest, girl. The way that these bundles is set up on my head, bitch, moisture from humidity and slave work don't work well with bundles, girl. So, you know, had it been CTV, girl, it would have went from making a band to making the exit, bitch. Okay? It would have been making the exit, girl, because the way these bundles is not, girl, these bundles ain't made for walking, girl. Not through 0-degree ass weather, not on Timberlands, not on foot, bitch, okay? My bundles are very privileged, girl. We don't get into them type of things, baby. So it would have been making the exit.
Every day and do a bunch of that I don't want to do. I gotta bite my tongue. I gotta do it with a smile on my face. But I do want some cheesecake. So I'll see y'all in a little while. Take your time, enjoy it. You ain't really got nothing else to do.
Hell, walking to Brooklyn. I ain't never do this, and I'm from New York.
For me, spirit initiation.
Okay, girl. So what do y'all believe, girl? Baby, the way I'm about to have a Making a Band marathon today is going to be insane. What do y'all think, girl? Do y'all believe what Freddie P had to say? I mean, on one hand, he really ain't got no reason to lie, honey. Was Beyonce upstairs shy? You know, Beyonce also did her fair share, girl, of hanging with the diddler. Okay? It ain't like her and Diddy are that far removed from each other, child. Because they really not, as y'all can see here. Let me share my damn screen. Her and the diddler girl. Bringing in New Year's together. You know, her at the all-white party, child. Her with Aaliyah. Mary J. Blige. And all them Sherman's Greer. All them folk, child. Beyonce ain't far removed. So what y'all think? Now, here's the thing. Freddie P probably telling the truth. I don't think he got no reason to lie. You know, she probably was upstairs. You know, maybe there was a point where, you know, she said out loud, you know, generally, you know, damn, you know, I'm in the mood for some cheesecake. And then maybe Diddy used Beyonce saying that as a way to come up with, you know, his torture method, girl. Like, you know what? This would be a good opportunity. This is the perfect torture opportunity. I'm gonna make these niggas walk, you know, 20 miles across the Brooklyn Bridge in this low-level ass flu weather to get some cheesecake. So I think two things can be true at the same time. Beyonce probably was upstairs. She probably did say she wants some cheesecake. She probably ain't told this nigga to make them go get her none. Okay, but Diddy probably just took that idea and ran with it. Okay, fun fact, child. That's very interesting, child. All right, now speaking of employees and things, Diddy's chief of staff, Christina Quorum, branded the Ghislaine Maxwell, you know, Epstein's right-hand bitch, you know, the style fixer. She could end up being a key witness in his trafficking case. You know, she silently walked out of employment after his indictment as well, and apparently might end up as a witness on the case, girl. Okay, she sounded like she asked me to be a suspect. Hell, okay, courtesy of RadarOnline.com. Sean Diddy Combs' chief of staff was once branded the Ghislaine Maxwell style fixer. RadarOnline.com can reveal that Christina could potentially become a key witness in Diddy's XCX trafficking case, as she was a crucial member of his entourage at the time that his alleged crimes took place. Combs was arrested on Monday amid a grand jury indictment for SEX trafficking and racketeering. He remains in custody after being denied a $50 million as bail. While Quorum was not named in the rapper's indictment, she has been considered his right hand and was called the Epstein First Lady, the Combs Empire. In a separate lawsuit filed against the 54-year-old by music producer Rodney Lil Rod Jones, Jones filed the lawsuit in February. In the filings, he accused Combs of unwanted sexual contact, as well as forcing him to hire XEX workers and participate in sexual acts with them. According to Jones' lawsuit, Quorum knowingly and intentionally participated in, perpetuated, assisted, supported, facilitated a SEX trafficking venture. Maxwell was convicted and sentenced to prison in 2022 for recruiting and grooming underage victims for her then boyfriend Epstein, who was charged with SEX trafficking and conspiracy to engage in SEX trafficking. The disgraced financer died by suicide in his Manhattan jail cell while awaiting trial in 2019. The same fears that Diddy seemed to be holding and is anticipating could be his reality any day. Attorney Eric Wolf dismissed Jones' allegations in August and called the lawsuit pure fiction and a shameless attempt to create media hype and extract a quick settlement. Wolf told USA Today Mr. Jones was not threatened, groomed, assaulted, or trafficked. We look forward to proving in a court of law all of Mr. Jones' claims are made up and be dismissed. Now, y'all know they said the same thing about Cassie ass, okay? So, child, Miss Quorum could be a leading witness. You guys already know that Cassie is going to be a star witness in the case. Diddy's attorneys are already gearing up to smear the shit out of Cassie in order to discredit her testimony by making her complicit in the crimes committed against Combs. A lot of people were saying, hell, that angle will damage Diddy. Yeah, but hell, it's going to be better than them letting her represent herself as a victim. You know, their job is to defend Diddy. And if they can't get him completely acquitted or get a mistrial, then what they're more than likely going to try to do is accomplish at least getting him the most lenient sentencing possible, which means that they are absolutely going to have to go out of their way to discredit the fuck out of all of the witnesses who are going to be a part of this trial. Now, if Christina Quorum is considered the first lady of these XEX trafficking ventures led and created by Diddy, and she's not actually a suspect and a plaintiff in this case, I mean, a defendant in this case, then she probably has some type of a qualified immunity in this whole thing. And the feds do play these type of plea deal games because, you know, they try to fish out the bigger fish and then try to make certain deals with the smaller fish if it would help them to incriminate the bigger fish so that they can continue to fish out the bigger fish in these cases. So if she's going to testify, that probably is going to come by way of her having immunity. And if she was the head madame in the boudoir, then girl, it's no telling what the hell this woman is going to reveal, what the hell she's going to be able to give up, what the hell she's going to be testifying to. Once again, girl, I think this is going to be one of the most darkest, legendary industry trials yet in U.S. history, girl. I think this is going to be an absolute shit show. I think it's going to be appalling. I think it's going to be offensive, girl. I think this trial is really going to change the game. Like, this trial is going to be fucking historical. It's going to be insane. And it's going to be a total shit show. And there's going to be so many moving parts. And there's going to be so many celebrities, girl. You know, the Fed sent out over 300 subpoenas, girl. And there's over 50 witnesses. And that was just over 50 witnesses like last week, girl. They could be well over 100 witnesses by now. You know, this is an ongoing investigation. And I'm sure everybody from Jamie Foxx, who was a cameraman for Diddy, he attended these parties. Ashton Kutcher, Leonardo DiCaprio, Usher, more than likely Mary J. Blige, Neo, Dawn. Hell, it even came up in the press conference on yesterday for Thalia Graves, you know, when asked by Miss Gloria, you know, if her client had been in communication or contacted by the feds as it relates to Diddy's indictments, you know, she couldn't answer that. That was answering that, girl. So this is going to be very interesting, child. I think it's going to be a star-studded event, baby, okay? These hoes love them a white party. The feds is giving their ass one hell of a red carpet event to all be in attendance too, baby. All right? It's going to be a mess. Oh, yes, Leonardo DiCaprio, Ashton Kutcher were Diddy's right-hand men when it came to these parties. LeBron, of course. Dwight Howard apparently was pooching around in pink dresses and dressed like a woman at some of these freak-offs, allegedly. Jay-Z could very well be subpoenaed. Snoop Dogg could be subpoenaed. You know, once again, it's going to be a star-studded criminal trial, baby. Star-studded. Oh, yes. All right. Now, moving along from that. Thumbs up the video, because we got a few more things to go. Speaking of star-studded events, let's get into Justin Bieber, because Justin Bieber may also be gearing up to enter the group chat. You guys know that there's a lot of conversation going on around Justin Bieber. You guys know allegedly Justin Bieber is said to have been groomed. He also attended Diddy's flavor camps, the same flavor camp that Usher was sent to when he was 13. He lived with Diddy allegedly for a year and experienced, according to him, all type of things that he still can't put language to, all type of things that made him curious, honey, things that he knew were beyond his maturity. And you guys know he also discovered Justin Bieber and then handed Justin Bieber off to Diddy, despite knowing how the hell Diddy gets down with the get down. And apparently Justin, like so many other people, have experienced a lot of trauma and PTSD and internal confusion around himself as a result of the horrors and the exploitation that, you know, he experienced via Diddy's camp. Now, Justin Bieber's situation gets even more complicated, because Justin Bieber not only lived through this alleged harrowing ordeal with Diddy and all the things that Diddy subjected this young boy to allegedly, but he also went on to be inappropriately kind of touched and made passes at within the industry that are very public. You know, grown-ass women and men kissing on him, asking him very sexual questions, putting him in very awkward positions in interviews. And then you guys know that this young boy basically, well, I mean, he was a child star, so he was also overworked and had to live through all of that shit in the industry, living up to contracts, and pretty much didn't even have a childhood. He didn't really get to have a childhood, girl. You know, you could have just put Justin Bieber ass on an episode of Quiet on the Set. You know, he might as well should have just been a part of that documentary. So there's been all this conversation around Justin. Will Justin be a witness? Will Justin speak out? Will Justin be subpoenaed? You guys know we reported earlier on last week that Justin, along with Ashton Kutcher, was running as Diddy was indicted. Girl, you know, he became a recluse. He boarded up his home, hid his children, hid his wife, you know, and he was experiencing PTSD and concern over, you know, what was going to happen, what was going to come out as a result of this trial with Diddy. Is he going to be embarrassed through all of this? Is there evidence of him at these freak-offs? We know he's been at these parties. He's on camera, I think, all the way up till last year. He celebrated his birthday with Diddy. Apparently, that infamous video that I showed you guys a few days ago where he receives a Bad Boys bomber jacket from Diddy for his birthday. Allegedly, that night was a freak-off that took place. You guys know he was looking very ruffled, very disheveled, etc. Girl, it's been no telling what has happened to Justin at the hands of Diddy and what Diddy encouraged, coerced, or put him in positions to do, even as a grown-ass man. So allegedly, you know, the word on the curb has been coming out from Justin's camp that he's very much so afraid. He is afraid. He is terrified. He is mortified. He petrified, baby. But he may be rising to the surface because courtesy of Radar Online, Justin Bieber Diddy grooming fears grow as his fiery father-in-law Stephen Baldwin warns that there is always a calm before the fucking storm. Well, let's go to Radar Online, bruh. Okay? And read the article thereof. Justin Bieber's father-in-law, Stephen Baldwin, made troubling new TikTok posts as videos of the baby singer's time with his former mentor, Sean Diddy Combs, resurfaced online. Radar Online can reveal that Hailey Bieber's dad took to social media and cryptically spoke to his 103,000 followers about the calm after the storm. Oh, they have to have a video here. Let's listen.
The calm before the storm. There is always a calm before the storm, but then so is there another calm after the storm. There's a calm and then a storm and then another calm. And in that latter calm is the preparation for the next storm.
Justin Bieber, stay the hell away from this damn man, okay? Because he's giving me that he's the damn storm. Now, the article goes on to say that Baldwin says you have heard the expression, the calm before the storm. There's always a calm before the storm, but so is there another calm after the storm. There's a calm and then a storm and then another calm, and in the latter calm is the preparation for the next storm. Goodbye. Baldwin, 53, did not explain exactly what he was referring to, but fans immediately concluded that the storm was most likely the downfall of the Bad Boys Records founder. Baldwin's messages comes as footage of a 15-year-old Bieber hanging out with Diddy in a 2005 reemerges following his arrest on SCX trafficking and racketeering charges. In the 48 hours video, Diddy who was 40 at the time, stands next to Bieber, now 30, and tells the camera, quote, he's having 48 hours with Diddy. We were hanging out, and what we're doing, we can't really disclose. Poor thing. Diddy continued, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. I have been given custody of him. Wow. He's signed to Usher, and I had legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me, and we're going to go full crazy. Bieber responds by smiling and looking up at Diddy as he talks. He mutters, full crazy. And yeah, fans immediately took to social media and expressed their thoughts about the creepy clip. Taking to X, one fan wrote, these videos need to resurface to expose the disturbing behavior of P. Diddy around a 15-year-old Justin Bieber. This is how creepy freaks behave, disturbing. We should hold people accountable no matter their status or fame. Absolutely agree. Let's watch this video. Oh, got to sign in to YouTube. Not going to do that. We already signed in. Don't know what's going on there. So, is Justin Bieber about to enter the group chat? Does his wife's father know something that we don't know? What's happening at the family dinner tables, you know, where there's mashed potatoes and raisin infused cornbread, girl? What is the tea? You know, is Justin finding the inner strength? Is he going to also be cooperating with the feds? Is he going to jump into this and get his lick now that Diddy is down bad? And this would be the opportune time for everybody who needs to get a lick to get their motherfucking lick in. Time will tell. But while those videos are resurfacing, there's another video that has been resurfacing of Miss Khloe Kardashian, the queen of the cosmetic nose, baby. Okay? Courtesy of the NY Post, who, from a clip of Keeping Up with the Kardashian, lets it be known that Justin Bieber went to Diddy's butt-naked party and resurfaced Keeping Up with the Kardashian clip. Khloe Kardashian once bragged about going to one of Diddy's parties and running into Justin Bieber there on Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and listen to this.
So who was with you this weekend? A bunch of my friends. Diddy, Quincy, Justin Bieber, so far French Montana. Do you know half the people you're naming? No.
She didn't go to bed.
I haven't been to bed yet.
You haven't? I want to be Chloe when I grow up, Court.
I got on a plane at 5:30 a.m. Go to this party. I think half the people there were butt naked. You would have loved it.
All right. So you guys heard. You guys heard Khloe Kardashian, girl, talk about, you know, she also ran hard with Diddy. You know, they are part of that whole LA club life, girl, where all the drug heads are. I remember listening to a interview, I think it was one of the last interviews that Trina, the rapper Trina, the baddest bitch, had did with the Breakfast Club. And I remember Charlamagne asking her, you know, like, what was the problem between her and Khloe? Because Khloe had a habit of always sleeping with her sloppy seconds. And one of those sloppy seconds was French Montana in this case, who Trina, you know, had courted for a little while, had apparently, you know, paid for his monkey, you know, to be flown first class on a plane to safety and things. Girl was just taking care of that man. And, you know, Khloe went on to mess with French Montana. And when Trina was talking about Khloe, she was like, you know, I really don't know. I can't really speak for other girls. You know, I really liked Khloe. You know, we used to run the same circle together. We would party. We would all do drugs together, girl. I was kind of shook at how flippant Trina admitted to doing drugs, girl, and then admitted, you know, that her and Khloe used to do, you know, the partying together in the party scene and would do drugs together. So with Khloe also being another central figure in these freak-offs, hell, will her ass be subpoenaed as well. But, you know, she talks about Justin Bieber attending these butt-naked parties. She herself been at these parties. Okay, she would have had to be there to know that his ass was there. So it's just interesting. Now, remember, Kris Jenner ass in a resurfaced Keeping Up with the Kardashian clip also was seen being confronted by Kim over hanging out with Diddy and going to his shows and parties and shit, and her asking her mammy, you know, when the fuck are you gonna grow up? You running around here with all these black ass rappers, girl, doing all this criminal ass shit, bitch. When are you gonna grow the fuck up, honey? Because we need a mommy jar. And if you in prison, girl, okay, because you think you black as hell, honey, okay, what are we gonna do? So, girl, they might as well just subpoena the entire Kardashian family. We know that Kourtney also dated Justin Bieber for a time. She was running around with her old ass, with her old vegan flat booty ass, you know, running around, dating Justin and frolicking the city with him, girl. So just Bring the whole Kardashian clan, girl, to the front of the goddamn line, baby. Like I said, girl, this is going to be a star-studded ass trial, girl. Okay, these hoes love them. Some red carpet, girl. All these celebrities love them. Some white-collar events, bitch. Okay, the feds got a goddamn event for y'all asses, baby, okay? It's going to be one of the biggest, most historical ass events y'all ever attended in y'all damn life, okay? So y'all might be seeing the Kardashians pull on through. Now, Radar Online also is all up in the insides of Diddy's alleged Star Island mansion. Okay, the Epstein-style fortress complex where rappers staged druggy eyes, wide shut style orgies. Now, remember, there's also footage and clips of an interview between Young Miami, aka Carisha, please, and Diddy, where, you know, he talks about how they talk about this island he brought and how he used to frequent Young Miami to this private island girl, and they would do private island things. And, you know, they called this going off the grid, baby. Okay, now, mind you, that plane, that private plane that Diddy now has to park, along with his passport, that plane was over in the Caribbean islands while Diddy was still pooching through Miami playing pickleball, and people were trying to figure out why. And a lot of us were speculating that that private plane is really, it housed and held probably more narcotics, but also a lot of the goddamn tapes and a lot of the incriminating evidence of the big wigs in the industry, other celebrities and politicians and religious leaders. It probably had all of that content on it. Because remember, we learned that Diddy was aware of this indictment for several months before he got arrested. So he had time to clear house. He had time to bleach. He had time to quarantine. He had time to do all of that. And everybody was wondering, well, why the hell is his private jet over in the Caribbean island and he's here in the States? It's because that bitch was getting that evidence out of the U.S. jurisdiction, baby. That's why I've been saying almost in every live, the feds, I hope they investigate the goddamn private jet. A few months ago, that TMZ was tracking. They need to subpoena the pilot, the airport, the content. They need the call log or the flight log, I mean. What was on that plane? Where was it delivered to? Where was it taken to? And get to the rooty tooty, because what was on that plane is more than likely where the real heavy, put your ass on death row shit is at. I believe that what the feds have right now is probably pretty bad, but I am pretty sure that what was on that plane is even fucking worse than what came out of that house. It's even worse. And because this is all unexpected, Diddy couldn't compromise all the people whose secrets he's holding. So he had to get that footage and that content the fuck up out of the country. It's a mess. But he has an alleged Epstein-style fortress complex, girl, where these alleged orgies were happened at. Now, this is the property. Give it Epstein, girl. My God, today. Yeah, Miami, they've been all up and through these walls, girl, with her plastic surgery. So the article goes on. Sean Diddy Combs is said to have a secret stash of CCTV sex tapes filmed inside his mansions like Jeffrey Epstein's infamous House of Horrors. And now Radar Online can reveal the disgraced music mogul also owns an Epstein-style fortress complex in Miami Beach, where he would allegedly host sex and drug-filled orgies like a scene straight out of the controversial film Eyes Wide Shut. Celebrity photographer Selma Fonseca visited Diddy's Star Island mansion for a party in March of 2008 and has now described her experience following his arrest on federal sex crime charges. She said, quote, he was having a party at a nightclub in Miami for a new brand. He always loved to go on the DJ booth and start talking. Afterward, he came up to me and said, I'm having a party on Star Island in my house. According to Fonseca, Star Island has maybe 20 houses there, and she likened Diddy's to a fortress. She continued, once you go over the bridge, there's a security guard there, and you have to give your name. It's like a fortress. It's very hard to get onto the island unless you know someone who lives there. I gave my name and said I was coming to Diddy's party. As for the Star Island home itself, the celeb photographer called it beautiful, even though Diddy was allegedly hosting secret freak-off sex parties behind the scenes. Fonseca said the house is breathtaking. It's like very modern with a lot of windows, all white. There was a beautiful pool. At his parties, there are always beautiful girls in bikinis, naked girls swimming in the pool. It was normal. But Fonseca also admitted that she was often left wondering why Diddy and his entourage would abruptly step away from the party and go inside only to reemerge sometime later. She told The Sun that it was very exclusive. There were lots of beautiful girls. He always had some buddies with him, not necessarily famous people, but people who used to work with him, his entourage. They would go inside the house and then come out to where the party was. A lot of people were inside, and I would always wonder why. As Red Out Online reported, Diddy was arrested in New York, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so this is why Diddy ass is caught up in racketeering and RICO charges, girl. Okay, this entourage and all these henchmen and doormen and publicists and all these individuals, baby. It took a whole network and a whole team to make this shit happen on Diddy's behalf. He didn't do any of this alone. Now, while Diddy's sitting in prison, starving, weighing only 2 pounds, scared on suicide watch, being fed no food at damn all, while his kids out here dizzy as hell and mad at this alleged tell-all, while I'll Be Sure is calling Quincy a victim of Stockholm Syndrome and pleading to the damn feds for Kim Porter's death to be investigated as a damn homicide, on top of the fact that there are new lawsuits piled up against Diddy ass from Thaler Graves, who allegedly has proof and evidence of her rape, which has been circulating on the dark web and on the black market for $500 million a pop. Okay, she might also be an alleged star witness in this case, but hell, 50 Cent is coming through, girl, with a long-heard and rumored documentary about Diddy's sex trafficking charges and the violent abuse allegations. 50 Cent will be the executive producer, courtesy of World Star Hip Hop. A Diddy documentary is in the works at Netflix and will focus on Diddy's charges of sex trafficking and racketeering, sexual assault, and violent abuse allegations. The documentary will be executive produced by no other than the troll himself, which has all type of allegations lingering behind his ass as well. 50 damn Cent. Okay, courtesy of Variety. 50 Cent set Diddy's abuse allegations docuseries at Netflix. It's a complex narrative spanning decades. Netflix is producing a docuseries from Curtis 50 Cent Jackson about charges of sex trafficking and racketeering, as well as sexual assault and violent abuse allegations against Sean Diddy Combs. Alexandria Stapleton directs the project, which is currently in production. Quote, "This is a story of significant human impact. It is a complex narrative spanning decades, not just the headlines or clips seen so far." 50 Cent and Stapleton said in an exclusive statement to Variety that we remain steadfast in our commitment to give a voice to the voiceless and to present authentic and nuanced perspectives. While the allegations are disturbing, we urge all to remember that Sean Combs' story is not the full story of hip-hop and its culture. We aim to ensure that individual actions do not overshadow the culture's broader contributions. Now, let me tug on the bullet wounds of 50 Cent real quick, because you know, I really don't fuck with 50 Cent. I really don't like 50 Cent. I think he's a red-nosed clown, and he is a big part of the problem as well. You know, he has very, girl, I can't even get into 50 Cent, girl. 50 Cent is a hot fucking mess. But the biggest thing with 50 Cent is 50 Cent is just capitalizing. And, you know, at the very least, I just wish that people would just be real about why they're doing what they're doing. We all know that Daphne Joy was shared between 50 Cent and Diddy. That is a big part of their fucking beef. And he's upset and pressed because in Lil Rod's lawsuit, he alleged that Daphne Joy was basically a hooker and a whore for Diddy. You know, this resulted in her clapping back at 50 Cent, who then started trolling Diddy, started trolling her based upon Lil Rod's lawsuit and accused his ass of raping her while they were in a relationship and all. It got so messy, girl. He filed a lawsuit, then he dropped the lawsuit. It's just been a mess. But my issue with 50 Cent is that 50 Cent is very much so a part of the Sausage Club. He is on record, you know, calling into a show talking about him receiving compromising images of Cassie, you know, from these alleged freak-offs because content from that freak-off that she thought was private, that Diddy was only threatening to release, had not actually been released, but apparently was released, and they got into 50 Cent's hand. And 50 Cent's ridiculous ass contacted Diddy about what he received of Cassie and never actually contacted Cassie. And that right there let me know where Diddy's allegiance, where 50 Cent's allegiance was. 50 Cent don't give a damn about what happens to women. He don't give a fuck about women. He allegedly has abused women his damn self. And on top of that, you're going to call the man about what you received about another human being instead of calling Cassie herself, instead of getting in contact with her and let her know, hey, sis, I got the shit in my custody. You know, this is what's circulating. I'm going to send it to you. Please look at this. Never informed Cassie, not one bit. But instead ran to his brother Diddy and was like, yo, bro, you know, have you seen these? Like, do you know this exists? Da, 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 da. Never contacted Cassie. That is some straight up sick shit. As if Diddy was the one who was in compromising situations and was in the photos that were circulating. A mess. However, 50 Cent is coming out with a docuseries. Is going to be produced and presented by Netflix. Netflix does a great job with their productions and their docuseries. I'm sure that it's going to be sensationalized and sensational. We'll be tuned in nonetheless. And Diddy is just got a lot to deal with, girl. Not only does he got his fair share of legal problems, but right now, bitch, you got Netflix on your neck. You got this tell-all memoir on your goddamn neck. I mean, they really have air juggled Diddy ass from the front end to the back end, girl. His feet has yet to hit the floor, baby. All right? Now, last but not least, let me see here. Let me see here. We got through that. We got through that. Oh. Let's talk about the Ciroc live stream party that Mr. Man here, Kevin Hart, hosted. Apparently, this particular live stream event was hosted by Kevin Hart. This also was the event, allegedly, that Dawn wrote up in her lawsuit, where she spoke about after this event here, which was funded and sponsored by Ciroc. She ran into one of the rooms and locked herself in and barricaded herself in and pushed all type of love sofas and shit in front of the goddamn door because it was all type of travesties and abuse happening, you know, in the foyer of the building and shit, girl. Apparently all this happened that night, and this event is from that night. Now, what's interesting too is that you guys know the infamous footage of Kevin Hart interviewing Diddy and the infamous sex toy that was seen on the bed that Diddy didn't want the camera to pan onto, and then the awkward interview between Kevin Hart and Diddy and Usher, who was also there in attendance, where he began to recount him and Usher, you know, when Usher was young, him and Usher waking up in bed and wrestling over, and then he stopped himself, girl. Well, apparently all that's from the same night. All that footage is from the same night. Kevin Hart is wearing the same thing. Diddy is wearing the very same thing from that same clip. So all this apparently is from the same fucking night. So as you guys can see, putting it all together, the rooms were already, as the Fed said, the freak-off supplies. The freak-off supplies were already put into all the rooms. That's why when Diddy was showing Kevin around the space, there was a whole fucking sex toy just sitting there on top of the bed, girl. Okay, they already had the rooms prepped and all for the shit show to follow after this live stream. Now, I want to run through this live to show you guys who was in attendance, because I think it's very interesting who was in attendance, okay? This is also courtesy of Duswa YouTube page. So shout out to Duswa, girl. This is where y'all can find the original goddamn footage, child. Okay, so here's Kevin Hart and Diddy, girl. He's holding some Listerine because it's going to be a lot of dick sucking that night. It's going to be a lot of men and women on their knees, honey. There's going to be a lot of things, child. Okay, he's letting Kalina and Don know, honey, you know, switch it around. Kevin Hart, switch it around. Usher, switch it around, girl. Okay. Kevin Hart is pushing it through, being a damn fool. Now, here's Don, okay, from Danny Kane. Hold on, is this her or Kalina? No, that's Kalina, I believe. That's Kalina, yeah. That's Kalina Hopper, okay, the mammy for Diddy, child. She's in attendance. She's raising the roof, doing the big head bounce, you know, doing the damn robot. And here's Don, okay? Everybody's having a good time. Everybody is drunk off of whiskey and Listerine, child, okay? With infused ice cubes everywhere, girl. Hopper already looked faded. You know, her knee pads already ready to go, baby. Okay, there's going to be some special guests happening. Okay, everybody all smiles, all giggle shy. Don let it be known that, you know, Diddy was making six figures. He was getting paid, what? $250 or $500,000 or $600,000. I think it was $200 something thousand for these, to throw or host these promotional parties on behalf of the Ciroc brand, but he was only giving and breaking her off $5,000 of the Klondike bar, baby. Okay, a mess. Now remember, Don could never find no strength, baby, to stand up for the kids and the girls and the albinos and the Black and Asian females and women that she watched him abuse and his entourage abuse, girl. But she would always, according to her own lawsuit, find the strength, baby, to stand up for his ass when it came to her money, because she ain't appreciate $5,000 only being given to her out of $250,000, child. Okay, she would then all of a sudden find the spirit of Crime Mob and Nuck and Buck, baby. But when him and his entourage was taking advantage of men, women, and children, child, she was afraid and petrified. But when she needed a hamburger and she wanted to eat, she would defy his orders and risk being cussed out. And when, you know, he was playing with her money, bitch, she didn't mind getting gangster as hell. But we're going to be moving along, girl, because I'm tired of my foot being on that bitch neck. Now, let's also see, let's pooch on through the party, okay? Oh, my God. Is this, King, is this King or is this King? I think this King Combs here. Child, even the children there, child. Even the babies there. Okay, I don't know who the hell this is here, baby. Oh, that's the son too. I think that's Quincy, actually. This shit in HD, it's still blurry. Yeah, this Quincy, girl. So this the sons here. These are the sons, shy. Justin and Quincy in attendance. Baby, And Kevin, oh, we got Fabulous Chip Too Fast. Okay, now, I think this is interesting. Okay, so you got Kalina. No, you got Fabulous, Kevin Hart, because we're going to focus on the men. Kevin Hart, Diddy. You got Fabulous, Chip Too Fast. Okay. He in attendance. That's a DJ somebody. I thought that was Genuine. Okay, now a girl's hair catches on fire, girl. I think that was symbolic, baby. Okay, when you got all type of goddamn spirits and shit. In the building, girl, all type of unseen things happening, child. Shit gonna be catching hell fire, baby. Let me see if I can show y'all her hair catching fire, child. Okay, it's her in the tub, child. The back of her head, girl. Just go up in hellfire, girl. Oh, there you go. Girl. Kevin Hart laughing at the girl hair going up in smoke, child. Cause you know, like the whole tub is laced with candles and shit, child. So she must have done leaned too far back. And her human hair blend, girl, it done went up, girl. And ashes, bitch. Almost caused the goddamn fire alarms and extinguishers and the sprinkler system and shit tried to go off in that motherfucker. All right. Hellfire was just prophetic of what was to come, child. Mm-hmm. All right, I want to show you another motherfucker who there. Oh, here he go. Trey Songz is here. Now here we go. We have the whole gang together. Fabulous, Kevin, Diddy, Trey Songz. Also, Terrence J is there. Terrence from 106 in Park, girl. He's there, ready to get his dick sucked allegedly, girl. Ready for butt plugs to go flying. But it's interesting that these men are there in this palace, in this harem with all these women, because everybody in this picture is either an alleged abuser or rapist. You have Diddy, who's a known rapist. You have Trey Songz, who got all type of civil filings against him and accusations of rape and SA. Okay, we're still waiting on the Trey Songz rundown. That got to be coming down the pipeline. You have Fabulous, who is an alleged abuser. His ex-girlfriend, Kimberly, from Love and Hip Hop. Remember, he punched her goddamn teeth out of her mouth. She actually lost her front teeth. An abuser and fucking psychopath. Trey Songz, an alleged abuser and fucking psychopath. Diddy, an abuser and psychopath. And then you have Kevin Hart himself, who is a proverbial cheater. Okay, how many infidelity scandals has Kevin Hart ass gotten tied up in? I'm sure he was cheating that goddamn night. So I think it's just mighty telling that all these low vibrational ass masculine forces are, you know, harnessing and harvesting in one space. No wonder that damn woman's wig caught on goddamn fire. Okay, because this night, allegedly, it went down once the cameras and the live stream went the fuck off. Very, very, very interesting setup here. Once again, Rico, racketeering. It's going to be interesting to see who are defendants in this case, witnesses in this case, victims in this case, because are all these folk going to be subpoenaed, baby? Time is yet to tell. Yeah. Did I say Kimberly? Emily from Love and Hip Hop. Fabulous baby mama child. Punch her motherfucking teeth out her mouth. An alleged stalker, abuser, menacer, all that good shit. Now, last but not least, the blast. I saw this article randomly, so I said, you know what? Let me add it to the docket. It has to do with Kim Porter's death certificate called the death deferred. Kim Porter's death, and this article was produced back in November of 2018. Once again, Kim Porter actually died on my birthday, November 15th, which is very interesting. But Kim Porter's death certificate does not reveal a cause of death. According to the death certificate obtained by the blast, Porter is scheduled to be buried in Columbus, Georgia. The cause of death is listed as deferred, and the manner of death is pending investigation. Her time of death is listed as 11:40 a.m. on November 15th. The document says that Porter was not pregnant at the time of her death. Kim Porter, who dated Diddy for 13 years, was the mother of 3 of his children, passed away suddenly last week. Porter and Diddy had 3 children together, 20-year-old Christian and 11-year-old twin daughters, Delia and Jesse James. As the blast first reported, the investigation into Porter's cause of death of Kim Porter has left investigators completely baffled as to why she died suddenly at the age of 47. So just bringing the conversation back to Al B. Shore versus Quincy and this whole issue of their mother's death clearly involving some foul play, girl. If the damn experts themselves are baffled, I'm so sorry for the Diddy children. You know, at some point, I hope you guys, at least for the sake of y'all mama, y'all also fight, just for the sake of all things true. Have her death investigated. But that more than likely won't happen as long as them kids are tied to Diddy, because they know that Diddy will take it as a slight and it will be taken as betrayal. So, you know, it's not likely that these kids will ever be able to deal with getting to the bottom of their mom's death. But they did make a factually incorrect statement when they said that, you know, this death was ruled emphatically no foul harm. No, that is not the truth. Even the experts don't understand what the fuck happened here. Even though her death socially is, to call the death socially, is she died of pneumonia. But okay, I said Emily, not Kimberly. Oh, you know what? You might be probably a delayed child. Her cause of death socially is pneumonia, but if you read the autopsy report, and I did a live stream on that, just search that out on my channel. The autopsy report also said that they tested her for pneumonia and she came back pneumonia free. She didn't have pneumonia either, but it's still being socially narrated that she died of pneumonia. It's very fucking bizarre. It's very weird. That's why I don't care if this book is fake or not, because it brought attention back to something that is unresolved anyway, which is the circumstances of Kim's death. And hopefully I'll be sure is able to make headways on getting the feds to investigate the cause of death of Kim and to classify her death as a homicide and to investigate it as a homicide, even though much of the goddamn evidence is gone and washed away now, since her death wasn't treated as homicide, you know. But they need to resume her bones. They need to get forensic scientists back on the scene and have them investigate this thing to a T. Apparently, there's all type of goddamn drugs and chemicals that can cloak and hide themselves and that are undetectable. So you would need special type of equipment, special type of chemicals to detect chemicals that can conceal themselves, etc. Obviously, if Diddy would have wanted to do this under the radar, then he more than likely would have had whoever did this to inject her ass with something that could not be detected under standard probing and technology. And I absolutely believe that that woman and her child who came over to Kim's home to be with her in her final days, that woman who they redacted the name of, that woman who was the last one to see her alive, that woman who slept in her bed and woke up to her body and thought that she was just peacefully sleeping and didn't think to check to see if Kim still had a pulse, to see if Kim was alive, to ask Kim, you know, is there anything that, you know, she could do for her before she left? You know, did you want breakfast? How are you feeling? I thought the whole shit was very wild. It was clear that this bitch who was with Kim in the days following her death was more than likely another Diddy employee, some type of a handler. And it's just like the whole thing is just fucking bizarre. Once again, Chris Gamble, big hip, fat ass, booty, high booty ass, being at the scene, girl. Like, whole shit is just bizarre. Whole shit is weird. The first autopsy expert dying in a car crash, girl. The autopsy reports not being able to conclude a cause of death, and here it is, the poor children, girl, out here. You know, there's no, oh baby, it's just so sad. It's so heartbreaking, and you know, I can't even be mad at these kids because, you know, everything around this Diddy shit is just so extreme, girl, that, you know, if this was my circumstance too, girl, it wouldn't be but so much I could take, child. I would have to only deal with truth in increments and spurts, girl, because to just accept that your daddy, who been good to you your whole life, spoiled you your whole life, gave you everything you ever wanted, is a psycho nymphomaniac and possibly a murderer. And then to also deal with the fact that your mother's cause of death may not have been exactly natural, and that your father, out of all people who you also already dealing with the emotional withdrawal, you're dealing with just how this whole thing is going to change your life as a kid. You know, you already got one parent that's gone. Now the other parent is incarcerated. And then to think that your father has something to do with your mother's death, baby. Baby. It's too much. It's too much. Too much. And these kids are so young and privileged, girl, that I know that they don't have the emotional bandwidth. They don't have the emotional bandwidth. That's why the reports are that they're dizzy as hell and they're in a state of crisis right now. It's a mess. But I hope at some point, girl, when they get older, and they continue to mature, and they hopefully just get curious, and they can accept some things for what they is, that they do their part in avenging their mother's death so that she truly can rest in peace, because she's not going to rest in peace. Well, you know what? I think Kim's spirit can rest in peace, even with her own death. I think the biggest thing with Kim and Kim's spirit is that she wants to make sure her kids are safe. And if Diddy ass goes to prison and he's pretty much going to be given a sentence that's going to put his ass there practically for the rest of his life, Kim will probably be able to cross over and go into the light and transition and liberate herself now that she knows that the man responsible for her death allegedly, and the most dangerous man she will ever know and know, is now separated from the people that she cared about the most, which was her children. So that's all I got for y'all. I wanted to come and give y'all a 1-2-1-2. Once again, the baby oil the feds allegedly extracted 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricant because it is infused with the drug GHP, which is a party drug that produces feelings of euphoria, confidence, relaxation, and sociability. All things that would make a person very much so ready for some action, and certainly for a freak off. Sounds like the same or similar effects to ecstasy and or poppers. You know, a lot of people use a snort of poppers in order to increase their libido, to relax their anus and pussy muscles, and to, you know, strike up all those horny hormones, girl. Okay? It's just a mess. So I'm out of here. We will continue to report accordingly. I'll continue to bring you guys updates. We got some Kamala Harris, Janet Jackson, Nicki Minaj content to push through on. If you guys didn't get a chance to check out my live reading of the book, let me see if I still have this. Let me go get this link for you guys. Check that out. Shout out to all the new subbies. I love you long time. Let me put this link to the live reading, Gria. And you guys check that out, honey, because we went in chronological order. We didn't break anything up. We bodied that girl if it was a goddamn stage play. So check out that. Make sure you guys, if you enjoyed yourself, you know, hit that PayPal and Cash App. I love y'all. And y'all might see me later. You know, it just depends. I don't have a schedule. I just do YouTube, you know, just based upon how I really feel and my energy levels every day. So y'all might see me again tonight. If not, y'all will definitely see me tomorrow, girl. You know, we pretty much going to be contenting down to the ground. So love you all and talk to y'all later. Bye.